book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Okay, hold on. Turn me on.
I'm so tempted to look at you.
You're good. No, we can look at each other,
Okay,
but we can also look at the camera. Yeah, we're here. Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is Wednesday, and we are halfway through the work week. This is our first full week back into the swing of January, into this new year, into this new space. And I'm really excited to have Monet with us. Monet Berthume.
You got it.
All right.
You got it. Yay.
I have to be honest with you.
Yep.
You booked the morning show.
Yes.
And then I looked and I saw the morning show and I was like, oh, I don't know this human.
Yeah.
And then I looked down and I was like, oh, psychic. Oh, she found my link on her own.
Yeah.
And then I was a jerk about it. So, right away, I need to get that off the table. I was like, she just found me.
Yeah.
And then it was like a week later, Bree was like, oh, do you want me to come in? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, Monet. And I was like, oh, now it all makes sense.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm
Thank you.
fascinated by what you do.
Thank you. Yeah.
Truly.
It's fascinating. It's really, it's the world of spirit. It is so vast. It's so large.
So maybe just like a background for everyone and talk about yourself and go as far back or wherever it is that you need to start.
All right. Where do I begin?
What do you do?
So it's really hard to explain, but basically, I just connect with people and energy. So I'm an energy worker, more or less. And so I'm able to determine from that energy and the frequencies within your body and the force field around you, things that are going on within you, maybe whether it be like, emotions that are stored, pains, different experiences you had in your life, or things that you're not really maybe ready to experience in your life or come through for you. But I'm also like a channel. So I open myself up and then just information comes through from source. I make sure that I say a prayer every single day. God, use me in a way to heal, help, or bring joy to people's lives. So
That would scare me.
Why?
I don't know. I think I would. I'm not. This is why I'm not blessed with this gift. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, with great power, you know what I mean? With great
I can't
power
do
comes
that.
great responsibility.
Yeah.
It is, but I just always say, like, I'm doing it for the highest good of humanity and for everybody that it come in. I always say the prayer that may I help and not harm all those that come to me, so that I'm in service at all points in time. This is for everybody in their journey. I just want to be here to help and heal, because I know what it's like to be alone in life. I know what it's like to be depressed and having anxiety, and to be, dealing with things in life that might not always be easy. And I was able to self-heal. I was able to go to all these places that most people are kind of like afraid to do. And so I did that with myself.
It's scary.
It is. But I had source, I had spirit, I was connected, like I felt safe in it too, because I had myself too. And that's where most of us don't know, is that we don't connect with ourselves because we're afraid to.
You're clearly not from Cape Cod.
No.
She's got an accent.
Yes, I am
And
from
Where?
Minnesota.
Okay. I knew it
Not
was
sure,
Midwest.
don't you know?
I was in the military also.
Yeah.
She was married into the military.
Yeah.
So it was just the Minnesota accent. I'd be like, oh.
Mhm.
But yours is light.
Yeah, I think it's just because I've been here for like 20 years, right?
So you leave Minnesota and then you go to all places, Nantucket, which I feel is kind of like Minnesota, only with ocean.
Yeah, you think so? I don't know.
I think it's that remove, that rural, that away from.
Yeah.
Because you've done a winter on Nantucket.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't. So I was
Oh.
I was only there for the first like spring to summer, or to like fall to like November.
Well, then
and
that's
I
a
left.
culture shock.
Yeah, even it was completely different. I mean, it was so vast. Like there was hardly anybody there when I first got there, and then it was like, hundreds
Everyone
of
here.
thousands of people. Yeah, but it was a beautiful experience to be 21 and living in Nantucket. You know what I mean? And rent free, and I met people that were amazing, and I had a glorious time in my life. So,
Do you feel like Cape Cod draws you here Someone says it's something about the
So it
quartz or
is.
the stones or
It's
the something that keeps you here.
So when I was on the boat and I was going over to Nantucket, it was the first time I'd ever been able to take a deep breath because I had lived with anxiety, and I thought it was Nantucket, but it was really just the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is the ocean is in itself a force field of healing. And so it brings peace and it brings joy. And so that's why people come here, is because of the mystic and the magical and the healing properties of the water and the ocean.
So you were here, and then
Yep.
you went back, and then that's when you started your family.
Yeah. We started our family there and then came back in 2007. And my daughter really loved the ocean. We went to go before my ex-husband deployed. We went down to Florida and she loved the ocean. I'm like, oh my God, she's got to grow up near the ocean. So we moved back so that she could enjoy that. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I was like, oh, when I met my husband, Falmouth County, also military, is what brought me here to this area.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, we got married, 5-year plan, right? We're out of here. And he's like, okay.
And here you are.
Yeah. 25 years later, still here. So yeah, I mean, yes, we are always a wash ashore, but I birthed all of my children here. So I've made more Cape Codders for you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
There's a thing on Cape Cod that just draws people here. And you're saying it's the ocean.
Yeah. Look at how beautiful it is. We're an island.
Yeah.
Right. We sometimes forget, even though we cross the bridge, but it's an island and it's just got this peaceful energy. If you've been in the city, so me being energy, I feel it. And when you come here, it feels completely different. If you're in the city, it feels a lot more tense, a lot more like buzzy. But when you're here, it's like,
but a lot of people don't know it or have the words to put to it. They just feel it. And then when you don't feel it anymore, you're like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I know that's what it was for me.
Yeah. You didn't know what it was.
No.
You could just tell the difference. So yeah, that's the way that I would describe it, but we have to remember, is one of our greatest healers and one of our greatest teachers is, nature. And it's, being in the ocean and being by the water. How many times are you, you clear your head, right? How many people want to just go and sit at the beach and they feel so much better after that? You know what I mean? That's why, because we're 70% water, right?
Yeah. Good morning, Corrine. Good morning, Junior. Junior's on his wellness journey right now, and you're looking fabulous and you're feeling fabulous. Congratulations to you.
Good job.
So Monet is now centered at the center. You're also at Cape Cod Wellness Works.
I am. Yep. I'm there on Thursdays.
So talk a little bit about what it is that you're doing.
So I do tarot readings. I do 30-minute tarot readings, and then I also do Reiki. So I'm a Reiki practitioner as well. I do something called which is my own thing, which is an intuitive soul to soul session. So that is using so my tarot cards and my oracle cards are just a tool for that channel. Oopsies.
That's fine. I do it all the time. I know. Me too. Try and talk in front of them.
Here we go.
I'm such a mime also.
So it's an intuitive soul to soul session. So it's basically you sit down and just see what comes up and comes through for you on your journey and where you're going to be if you're taking the next step. So the minute that usually it starts like a couple days before, I'll start getting information from the people's spirits, their guides, and what information needs to come through. So 90% of the time you have all the information, all your answers reside within you, but we just haven't been taught how to listen or to hear the guidance and the messages we receive.
Yeah, because we're taught to stuff that down.
You're right. We're never taught to listen to our intuition. Or when we're growing up as kids, we're taught, or we see our parents and they're feeling some sort of way and we know that they're not okay. Hey, are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm okay. But you sit there and you question it and and so right from the bat, we are disconnected from our own intuition because we're going to believe our parents over ourselves, even though we can feel.
Yeah, we really gaslight ourselves. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
When we gaslight our kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
we're working on it.
Yes.
Good morning, Cheryl. How are you this morning? Corrine says, as soon as I feel that release over the bridge, she knows it.
Yeah.
Stephanie, good morning. Is the center link correct? It hasn't been updated. No, maybe the link is incorrect. So I'll have to go on there and make sure that I've got the right one.
Our website is website is coming together still. So it is supposed to be live on Friday, 1:10. You can find us on Facebook. Otherwise, come stop in 439 Route 151. We're right next to Pizza Guys and Fresh Roll.
Perfect. Yeah, because I drive by there all the time. Bree tried to get me over there yesterday. She's like, are you going to come on? And I'm like, I can't get out of my own damn way half the time is what my problem is.
I just
Has
wrote it
nothing to do
yesterday.
with not wanting to work out, because I definitely do. Good morning, Cindy. Hey, Mitch, what's going on? And WKKL's 90.7 Midday Madness. Thanks for joining us. We've got Monet with us, and she is a practitioner over at the center. And we're just talking about some of her services.
Yeah.
I love starting off the new year with these conversations. Monday we were talking about the business realm of things, and yesterday Hank and I covered the local news and events, and today we're just kind of talking about ourselves, our feelings, our body, our space, the neglected space that I call this. And every year I really do and try and do this assessment, right? I think we all do. What worked last year, what was great last year, what wasn't good last year, where do we go from here? How are we going to feel better?
Right. It's really hard. And this is where we have to go against ourselves, because when we bring in like where we are, we're in winter, which is the dead.
It's awful.
Nothing grows. But yet the new year begins in this dead season, when that's what the energy is. So people wonder why they fail with New Year's resolutions. It's because the energy isn't ripe for growth. Now think about the spring, when it's blossoming and everything is blooming. Now, if you start if you look at like astrology and other, I'm not going to say it because I'll say it wrong. But that's when the new year begins, is when in astrology, it begins with Aries, and Pisces is the end of the zodiac signs, right? It's the end of the year. And then the new year begins with Aries in March, where the spring solstice is, right? And everything is growing and it's blooming. So that is really when we are supposed to start everything new, because the energy supports you.
Okay.
Right now, we don't have that energy supporting us. Just like we're saying, oh my gosh, it was so hard getting out of bed today.
You guys, we're like
exhausted.
Tulips. We're supposed to be resting.
We're supposed to be in hibernation. We're supposed to be going inside.
It makes so much more sense, because it's such a difficult month, even to get my body going.
Yeah.
So difficult. Corrine, thank you very much for adding the correct link. You are a goddess. Victoria, hello. Emily. Monet, love you, girl. Grateful you're sharing your light and lived experience.
Oh yeah, I've got those experiences. Yeah,
I think we all do.
Yeah.
You and I both share a lot more experience than I thought.
Yeah.
The 5 children being one of them.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a lot. And
it is.
The evolution of yourself within mothering all of these humans.
Yeah, growing up, but with your kids, I have to say all the time, I'm sorry. Like, there is no parent, handbook. Like, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm going to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes, and we're learning.
And the handbooks that are out there are garbage.
Yeah, I need to write one, maybe.
That is not real life. And then it evolves, right?
Yes. And each child is different. So what works with one didn't work with another. And then boys and girls, and they're completely different worlds. And you wonder why the boys are attacking each other and want to go crazy, and the girls just kind of played. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we're the ones that are left with like, okay, it's your fault. Girl, I did my best. Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. Good life.
Yes.
Get going.
Yay.
Yeah.
We do the best that we can, and that's all we can say, and pray that they make the good choices and lead their lives in a beautiful way.
I feel like that leads you to be a good nurturer, a good human, a good foster of what it is that you do with that background of mothering. It's gentle.
Yeah.
It's thoughtful. It's I feel like everyone needs a good clearing. If you've not had one, you don't know what we're talking about. And if you have, then you definitely know. It definitely supports your own growth.
Yeah. Well, everything is energy, right? So anything that we touch, anything that we absorb, anything that comes into us,
we forget this.
Comes into our energetic field, and that some of it gets stuck, right? We can have all the good energies coming in and coming through, but we can also have those yucky ones that are stuck to you, and then you don't know why you feel so heavy, you feel so sluggish, you feel so way. Right. And it's also like what you consume and the food that you eat too. It makes you heavy, or if you're not getting out and you're not exercising, or what you're watching, or those lower vibrational feelings and energies of like guilt and shame and sadness and grief and all of those things that cause pain, they make you feel like heavy in that way, and we don't understand this because we've never been taught this.
Yeah, it's so true. And I'm glad that we're having this conversation right now. It's okay to feel that way.
Yes.
My husband gets on these like tears of this is witchy woo and whatever it is woo-woo. Weird. And everything's woo woo. And go ahead if your rock makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Cindy was DJing. She borrowed one of my equipment things and she's like, I found a rock in your equipment. I was like, girl, that is rose quartz.
Yes. Yes. That's my crystal. My rose quartz for unconditional love. I didn't wear anything today.
Oh my God. But
yeah.
Mary LeClaire, she is a gem of mash pea.
Oh my God, I love Mary.
Isn't she wonderful?
Oh my God, she's so amazing.
Wherever she is, she's just such a bright light. She walks into a room and she walks around with a bag of rose quartz.
She does. And she gives them to you. I've already gotten 2. Yes.
Yeah.
She goes to the Cosmic Cotton. We do different little things. I've met her.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her.
She really is the unofficial mayor of Mashpee for sure. And so supportive, so lovely.
And so loving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, she's got such a great big heart. And stuff
like
that.
So putting on my Mashpee Chamber of Commerce hat for a hot minute, but she is like beyond helpful in getting us get meals to people. So we organize holiday meals, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and she sits there and calls every single human and makes sure that they're ready. They know when food is coming. They know where they are. She's like, did you send me the list yet? And I'm like, yep. And she does. She calls everyone. We had over 100 people at both of them.
Wow.
Making these phone calls.
Oh, I love her.
She's amazing.
She is.
But this is the community in which we're living in Mashpee. So I just wanted to touch on that in a moment. And I'm really excited that you're in it. And I love meeting new humans that are 6 minutes away from where I live that I had no idea were here. So this is wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I just feel so appreciative and grateful to meet you because I listen to you. I'm driving kids to school and I just sit there and crack up and laugh, and your voice and everything. It just is so
going
amazing.
To Blaine.
Something. Yeah.
I was like, I did those commercials. I was over there all the time getting haircuts.
Yeah.
They're like, Stephanie, can we use you? I'm like, what is it going to look like this time? No, it's fine.
Yeah, thankfully the instructors were there.
But it is really nice to be out in the community and meet people for the first time, and maybe this connection you've already had that you've never, knew that you had. So that's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Roella, thank you for joining us this morning. And we've got so many great people checking in. We've got Monet. She's over at the center. She's a therapeutic mentor. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
So there's a lot of things, a lot of hats I wear. So one of the things is therapeutic mentoring is because I'm not a therapist, I'm not licensed in any sort of way, so I can't call myself. But because of my life experiences dealing with depression and anxiety, self-hate, those are just like my 3 major ones.
But that's so important that you're saying it, and you're saying it without being you're not saying it like it's a tragedy. You're saying it as this is a life experience for many.
For many. And that's what we need to not quote unquote normalize. But these are the conversations we need to have so people don't feel so alone in their lives, to know that they're not alone, that anxiety, it's probably huge, like 75% of Americans probably suffer from anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
And depression, right? And we have the situational depression, or we have it in. But so I'm able to guide people through and mentor them on steps that, work, and just different educational ways and healing modalities to use for them to implement in their own life, for them to, mentoring them to become their best selves and awaken to life. So that's how, so some people use me in that way. Some people just come to use me for tarot readings or to get the guidance, and that other people are just the energy clearing, the whole 9. So I'm versatile in that way because I'm just basically an open vessel, and what you need, what your soul needs, is what's going to connect me to you for independently. So it's unique and it's individual to everybody. There's not just a certain roadblock or a certain path that I go to, because we all have different paths.
It's so interesting. I have a lot of medium friends, and everyone's very, very different in the way that they are.
Yes, absolutely.
And I appreciate it. I love it. I'm fascinated by it. I do not understand it, but I'll sit and listen. I'm like, sure, what's going on?
Yeah.
But tarot always throws me, because anybody can learn tarot, but you've also got some backup guides.
Yeah. Well,
giving you that information or deciphering that information.
Yeah. So clairaudient. So I hear, and then I'm clara empathetic. So I can feel. So I can actually feel when people have different things in their bodies. And I'm like, oh, you have problems down here in your digestion, because it will resonate within my body, and just the different emotions that they're feeling. So that's that helps with all of that, rather than just looking at the cards and just saying, oh, this is, this.
Well, you're listening to your intuition while you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm listening to all the guidance coming in and coming through. And then, like, there's times that I hold myself back because I don't want to say what's coming through it. But one of the things that I have to do is always be truthful and honest in all that I do, because I feel that we all need to live that way.
Yeah.
And so when we heal ourselves, or we are authentic in our truth, then we inspire other people to do the same, right? And so that's my hope, is that people will just be themselves more than anything, and accept themselves.
That's really scary to a lot of people.
It is, because we've been shamed by society. It tells us we need to be a certain way. So here I'm a woo talking about all of this on on the radio right now, and I'm my own kind of crazy, and who knows, but at the same time, I'm being honest, I'm being true to me, so then I don't have those feelings of guilt or shame, or this feeling of hiding in any sort of way, because it's me and I'm living my truth.
It's powerful, and it's important to talk about.
Yeah, well, and it's for everybody to do too, but it's not easy. So and one of the things that we're supposed to do is we're supposed to be here, and we're supposed to be happy, and we're supposed to be joyous, and that's what we're supposed to do. But we forget because of all the other stuff that is.
Well, there's a lot of stuff happening.
There is, but where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're only focusing on the negative and that, guess what's going to come to your life?
That's also true. Positive thinking, for sure. I was laughing as we were going over the news of the day, and I just saw this rare bird sighting on Cape Cod. And by the way, one of our trivia rounds this week is about birds.
Ooh.
We just show you a picture of a bird. You tell us what the bird is. It's not too crazy at all. But I was like, it's those joyous moments, those birding moments, those weird things, those quiet hobbies that we should really foster. Best thing I ever had for my birthday. I'm a Capricorn. My birthday's the day after Christmas. Had 47 celebrations about it. I really loved it this year. But I sat and I did a puzzle. With a coffee for a solid 4 or 5 hours.
And did you love it?
I loved every minute of it.
It's follow your passion, right? What lights you up?
I just needed to shut down. That's what brings me joy, is to shut it off for a minute. Because I'm so busy.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's my own chaotic energy and my own doing, or there are so many people talking to me all the time. But it was just this moment of quiet happiness of just doing a freaking puzzle and nobody bothering me. The kids were asleep, and my husband's like, I'll do a puzzle with you. And we didn't have to talk to each other. We just did the damn puzzle. I loved every ounce of it.
I love it.
It was almost like forced quiet.
Quiet is the best, but nobody wants to be in it.
Well, it's scary to some.
You hear things, and then you start to have to feel things too. So that's why everybody keeps themselves busy.
I welcome the quiet.
I do too. I love my peace.
I do. I drive around in silence sometimes. Good morning, Christy. Hi, Lynn. We are talking to Monet Berthume.
Hello.
And she's over at the center. She is a spiritual guide, a therapeutic mentor, does tarot services. Talk to me about what Soul to Soul is.
So that's just the way in which Spirit wanted me to put it, because people understand that. So it's just your soul and my soul coming together and connecting, and we create an energetic kind of bond. So I'm able to see what your soul is trying to express through you at that moment in time. So that's where all of these, that whatever information that I'm getting will come up and come through.
Do you take other people's junk home with you?
No. So thankfully, I learned early on being an empath. So being an empath, right? That's what we normally do, is we're able to feel other people's information, but then we also start within us. So once I started my spiritual journey, and I kind of woke up, is what you were going to say, like spiritual awakening, I was able to decipher, not to be able to. I would carry it for a long time, but I no longer do. But I also have energy protection mechanisms that I use, and which I teach all my clients how to use too, because we absorb, everything is energy. So if I brush off. One of the things I can just do is just head to toe brush off. Otherwise sage, and I place myself in a protection bubble. So no, most of the time, no, but there have been times when different things have come home with me that I've had to, thankfully I have the ability to remove it from myself and pull it out. And so that's one of the things I do too, is I literally will pull things out of people, and people start puking.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or I'll start puking too.
Seriously?
Yeah. Cause I could
that's
feel
intense.
Yeah. It's like this. I don't know how to describe it. Like when I see it or I feel it, it's like, like the sticky black, like kind of tar stuff. That's kind of
very visual. Thank you.
Yeah. It's like It's like I said, it's woo-woo stuff. It's woo-woo stuff, but it works.
It's
the woo-woo
okay.
Stuff that works.
It makes me laugh a little bit. You and
Yeah.
I were talking off the air about how every time, I like lighting candles, and I love sage, and I like aromatics and all of that fun stuff. And my husband's like, and I'm like, of course you do, you demon. However, he doesn't like it, and I don't know whether it's a thing that he has from his trauma
Yeah.
or what. So I
Yeah.
always tell him, I was like, you need to have a reading, a space, as a clearing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's so adverse to it. He thinks it's just mumbo jumbo, and I'm like, it's really not.
Well, a lot of people do, right? It's not, but it's, whatever your belief in is, it's what you're gonna go
Yeah,
with,
right.
A belief is just a belief that you believe to be
Yeah.
true.
Lynn says, Reiki master here. Namaste.
Yay!
I
Thank
love
you.
it. Good
Yes, me
morning,
too.
Sharon. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Monet is here, and we're just talking about some of her services that she offers over at the center. So talk to me about the center. I have not had a chance to get over there. I keep saying I just need to make an appointment with myself and get my rear end
Yeah.
over there.
You
It's
need
really
to.
hard to explain to people.
It is. So just like me, right? So it is really, it is. So we offer like self-defense. So there's got the Kung Fu, but then we have like Bree that's in there doing, like core and mobility and open stretch and different fitness things. So I hate the gym. I don't know about you. I can't stand it. You won't find me in the gym, but we have these classes that are so amazing for you to be able to want to work out and have fun. And it doesn't feel like you're working out. It feels like you're hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really key for you to be able to go in. And there, everything is like, to your own level. We have Jane that's over there doing yoga.
I love Jane.
Yeah, it's great, right? So we're doing that. We have a lot of community events. Sam is all about art and helping everybody in the community come together in that way. Once again, I just kind of came in after it was all, I came to their open house. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
This is the place for me.
Yeah, I had no idea. Spirit just literally, that's the way in which I move. I follow my intuition. Oh, just go here today, go there. And that's what I do. And that's how that all came about too, is because I was just guided to go there. And now I'm working out of there. So that's how it is. But
Perfect.
yeah, so we got Kung Fu. He's got all Mike does all the Kung Fu, Peaceful Warriors for kids as well as with adults. So there's a lot of offering. And then he has the challenge, which is a more hardcore workout we're doing. So, and we're adding things in all the time. Colin she's coming in on Saturdays. She's doing acupuncture and like Kundalini yoga. It is so amazing.
Okay.
So that's on Saturdays. She's doing it like 4. So we have a lot of different programs that are coming up, and we're evolving. So we're moving. So it might be this way this month, but next month we might be adding in different things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a variety for all your needs, right?
Sarah Diane, thanks for joining us. I totally believe in acupuncture. It so saved me. With my son, I was pregnant. I was transverse.
Oh,
he was literally sideways my entire pregnancy, 10-pound baby.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, you're going to have a C-section. I'm like, what do I do? I went and I got acupuncture. And sure as anything, he moved as they were wheeling me in for my C-section. So it was wild. Yeah. I was like, I firmly believe in acupuncture. It's helped me through a lot of weird spaces of physical issue.
Yeah. There's so
it's not so scary. Needles aren't that scary. They're not. They don't even go deep.
Yeah, and it doesn't even hurt. I was a little nervous. I had only had it. That was my first time having it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that you don't even feel it.
No, not at all. No, when done properly.
Yeah, when done properly, right?
As is anything.
You're right.
So I definitely suggest everyone get over to the center and see what it is for you that's over there. I feel like it's one of those places that you can take from it what you need.
Yes.
And that is really kind of an important space that we need to let ourselves have in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. It's what are you desiring? What are you needing? You know what I mean? And really coming back to that home and then following through, right? Like stop selling yourself short. Go after the things that you want to do. Go after the look that you might want to receive. So
how do people get a hold of you?
Me?
Me?
Yes. Talk about me. I'm not used to this. I just want to talk about you and everybody else and help them through. Well, I'm on Instagram at Monet _B1. You can find me on my website at monet.earth. I'm at the center. I'm on Facebook at Monet Berthium. Those are a couple places. I'm at Cape Cod Wellness Works on Thursdays too. I don't want to give out my my phone number.
I will leave your information. They will find you if they need you. Tuesday and Wednesday, she'll be over at the center. Good morning, Miss Monica. We have been talking to Monet about all of the fabulous services that you offer and just connecting over at the center.
Yeah.
It's a lovely Mashpee space, which is going to be a Mashpee Chamber of Commerce member.
Yeah.
You have no choice. I'm dragging you in. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Love her. Definitely recommend a session with Monet, says Sharon.
Oh, hi, Sharon. Love you.
Yeah. If you've never done it before, what is a price point for you? Is it like crazy?
So
Everybody hates talking about money,
know,
but I think it's important to know before you're like,
Yeah.
okay, but how much is this going to cost?
So a 30-minute reading is $55.
I think it's affordable.
Yep. For my intuitive one-on-one, it's $111 right now. This price is going to go up in a little bit, but for right now, that's where we're at. For
Okay.
And then Reiki is $95. And then if you wanted to do an all-inclusive, which is Reiki and an intuitive soul-to-soul session, it is $199.
Give a gift if you're thinking about giving a gift to somebody.
Mhm.
Definitely give them a gift of something like this because it's just different. It might change their space.
It
You
is
never
healing,
know. Mhm.
right? And we all need to heal, and we just need to understand ourselves a little bit better. And sometimes you have all the answers. I truly believe we have all the answers within us, but it's just that we're not able to see or to receive what they are. And so I can't just kind of come in with your guides and just kind of confirm half of the time what you already know.
Yeah.
And stuff, and just, or like, oh, I was wondering about this. Yes, you need to go this way, or choose that, and just connect back with yourself, because that's what we're here to do. Is this, everybody talks about union, but it's a union with self, and we've been so separated from ourselves, and most people grow up and they don't love themselves, and they don't like themselves, and they don't feel like they're good enough, right? And so we kind of like give up on ourselves in a way, rather than anything that is like hate. If we put more love in, then it changes. And that's what I really feel like we're here to do. And so if there's parts of ourselves that we don't like, love it more, spend more time with it, acknowledge it too, right? And it fills you up in just a different way, and it literally changes your whole life. I mean, I'm living proof of it, and I have multiple other people that are too. So
I love it. If
Love
this
is
is
a healer.
if this has spoken to you today, then get your body over to the center.
Yeah,
Fix
absolutely.
it. It's a chop shop.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically, wellness.
Yeah.
This is the space in which you repair. If you're broken, go fix it.
Right. Well, that's part of the thing, right? Is recovery, is what they say, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everyone out there. Take care of yourself, and we'll be back on the show tomorrow.
You.
I'll be live over at Mashpee TV with Chris Ball and Hank once again. If you would like to book a time with us on the show, please be like Monet and be fearless and just book that time slot. I will drop it in the chat so that you can find something to talk about that is important to you and share it with our community, because I think this is really awesome. This is what this community space is for.
Yeah, coming together.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You
Have
got
a good
it.
day.
We'll see you over at the center Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Monet, everybody have a
Perfect.
good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.